can see where my print failed down there. And basically, there's no filament getting through, so I'm going to clean out the hot end. And change the tubing and make sure the hot end is cleaned out real good, and change the nozzle and all that. This is on Ender 3, so we're going to change this out real quick. I'll show you how to do it. This will be helpful, especially to anyone who's new to 3D printing. I'll go ahead and loosen up your extruder hose. Slide off your coupling, slide the hose through. Let's raise it up a little bit. Zoomed in here. And now I'm going to remove the nozzle. And have the nozzle off. And we're going to take off the hot end side of the tubing, take off the coupling, sometimes when you get started you could just twist the hose. Now this has got the upgraded cover, so I don't necessarily have to take off the cover, which is another reason why I like this upgraded one. If you have the stock Ender 3 cover, you will have to take off the cover first. I actually put on this tubing the other day, so it's still clean looking and everything, but I think what it is this tubing is just not very good. Some cheap tubing off of Amazon, I think. And what it is, the tubing is thinner than the normal tubing. And it's just causing more clogs, and I don't know, it's just not working as good as some of the other ones I use. So good for me, I have lots of extra tubing. Some's used, but I can cut what I need to cut and put on some good tubing so I don't have this issue. Yeah, I gotta buy some good tubing. I need to buy some good tubing. So we're going to cut the tubing to size. I found some used tubing. I need to buy some more. Especially the upgraded blue tubing. I like it the best. So I need to get some more. But for now, I have some extra used from a larger printer that I can just cut down. It's still good. So slide the tubing on partially. Focus. Oh, almost forgot. Take some old tubing, push it through. Make sure you push out any plastic or any junk that might be in your hot end. You want to push it through some. Yeah, so we're going to push this all the way through. Make sure it's good and clear. Okay, now we're going to screw on the new tubing. With the tubing just partially put through. Before we push in the tubing though, we need to put our nozzle back on and tighten it. I'm going to use the same nozzle because it's a new nozzle. I just put it on yesterday. And I already checked it. It's not clogged. Make sure when you're changing the nozzle, the tubing and all that, you have the heat set to at least 180. Your hot end set to at least 180. Forgot to mention that. Okay, go screw in our nozzle. Okay. Put our cover back on. And I got the heated block cover back on. Okay, now what I do is I leave this coupling, just screw it so it's not tight, it's just a little loose. Then push all the way down till it stops and it hits the nozzle. And then tighten up the coupling. This will ensure that the tubing is good and secure and tight against the nozzle so no plastic gets in between the nozzle and the tubing, and that's when you start having problems again. Now we're going to take our wire, instead of cutting our zip ties or whatever you have your wire secured with, we're just going to slip it right back through our old zip ties. Now my setup on my printers, they're not made to look good. A lot of times when I'm making repairs, I'm doing it in a hurry because these machines stay running. That's how busy I stay sometimes. So I don't have the most prettiest, best looking printers, but I have them set up to be workhorses. They're not meant to look good. They're not meant to have a bunch of extra junk that really don't work in the first place. You see all these upgrades and things people do, which is fine, but most of the stuff don't make no difference. I've checked a lot of this stuff out and tried them out myself. It's not, some of this stuff's not even worth making. The main upgrades to most of these printers is the cover. You want to upgrade the extruder to a good metal extruder. I prefer the silver extruder because you can put these larger couplings in and they hold the tubing a lot more secure than those much smaller ones that go on the stock extruder. Yeah, these are a lot better in my opinion anyway. Okay. Go ahead and screw back on your extruder coupling. Screw it all the way in till it's good and snug, tight. Okay, to there. There. We're going to put these clips back on the couplings and we should be good to go. Let's try out. I'm printing with PETG right now, so I need some good cutters. Okay, let's put in our filament and test. Okay guys, if you're still having trouble with your hot end, we're going to go ahead and replace the whole thing, because I just recently changed the tubing, cleared it out and everything. We're still having issues, so I just decided we're going to go ahead and change out the entire hot end so we don't have to worry about it. So first thing we're going to do is take off your cover. Now if you have the stock Creality cover, it's going to be much different than mine, but same process basically. You'll take out your screws. First we're going to turn off the machine. I gotta take off the fan on this cover because it has another clip over here, but in order to get it off, you'd have to take off the parts cooling fan and then take off the clip. So it's just easier this way. I can just take off the fan and then take off the hot end, and then the cover will come off. Another thing I want to talk about while I have this cover off, this is your stock Ender 3 cover. So when you're taking off, you'll just be taking this off. But you can really see the difference from the upgraded 3D printed one. The air is being drawn right through your cooling fans, while on this, you can see how much opening is on that. And when the fan is blowing on your cooling fans, you're not getting nearly as much air flowing through the fins like you do on here. So when I was using these, I was having a lot of problems with the tubing ends burning up real fast, and just having trouble with overheating all the time. So I would definitely suggest upgrading to some kind of 3D printed cover fan. It has better cooling for the parts. It has the duct running on both sides, and it cools directly to where the nozzle's hitting. It's just a lot better, in my opinion. But alright, now we're going to remove the 2 screws that go to the hot end here. Yeah. Go ahead, remove this. Okay. Tell me I have to still take this off. Serious. Which it don't matter, I still gotta take it off. Still gotta take the cooling fan off. I'm not thinking today. Evidently, I'm not thinking today. So comes easy. the heater wire and thermostat still good, so for now we're just going to replace the main hot end and tubing. Let's see. Really should put these screws in a little cup or something so I don't lose anything. Here's the new, and it has the better tubing already installed, so that's good. We're not going to need the wiring. We'll save it for another day because I'm sure I'm going to need it one day. So we're going to loosen up that. Took the nut out for the thermostat. So we have a brand new wire kit now we can save for later. This one's still good. It was actually changed not too long ago. So we're just going to put this back on. Sure it's good and tight. Good to go. Now we're going to slip our heater in, slip in our thermostat in the small hole, and we're going to put our screw back in that secures the thermostat wire. This can be a tedious process. I got little stubby fingers. My little stubby fingers aren't the best. Alright. Got that tightened. Let's tighten in our heating elements. Okay, getting tight. Alright, now we're going to put on a cover, whether it's the stock Ender 3 cover or your upgrade cover. You can go ahead and put it back on now. Secure our bolts in snug. Yeah, I like this cover a lot better than the stock Ender 3. I have the same thing actually on all my Creality printers, since they have basically the same setup as far as the Hotend system and the carriage system goes. These will bolt up on all of the Ender 3 models, all the CR10 models. I have this on my CR10S, my CR10S4, my CR10S5, all my Ender 3s, Ender 3 Pro, Ender 3 V2, I have this on. I've tried a lot of different covers, and this one seems to be, in my opinion, the best. It's worked for me. They have some of them on like Thingiverse or any other platforms. They have some like this I really like. Some they're really bulky and have a bunch of fans and stuff everywhere. It's just too much. It just adds too much weight to the carriage. And something like this, you can put an upgrade cooling fan and helps really cool and keep the carriage cool and keep the cooling fans of the Hotend cool. It's really, I've seen a big improvement on the prints too. The cooling system on here, it's been a big improvement, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and get the cooling fan on. Now you may have to go do a little bit more when changing stuff out. Like something like this, it's a lot easier if you have the stock cover and everything, but I think it's worth it. And we are. Really don't need that on there. That stays snug. I really don't need that nut on there, so I'm not going to put it back on. Screws in there tight. Okay, I'm going to put the fan back on now. That's where I have it last. One thing you want to do is, when you're putting on these fans, not to screw them on too tight because it is plastic. You're screwing in the plastic, so you can and will stroke out your holes real quick. I just leave it, just when it's starting to get tight, I stop. Oh yes. It's back in there. We're almost done. Just gotta put your wire in your coupling on your extruder. Okay. I gotta find my clips. I think I dropped it. Okay. This one. Now we're gonna get some zip ties, secure the wire harness. We should be good to go. It's time to secure our wires. What I like about this too, it has this little section right here with the loop, with the little groove for your zip tie. We'll go zip tie stuff on here. Like I said, my machines aren't pretty. They're not made to be, not made to look the greatest or prettiest, but they are horses, and I have them working to the way I like them, set up the way I like them, performance-wise. They're top-notch. If you notice, I don't have all these extra 3D printed aftermarket stuff on it. If you want to do that, it's fine. It's a lot of the stuff. I just don't see a difference, and I don't really have the time to print aftermarket stuff for every machine I have. I do like these. These are a huge help. So I would suggest doing that when you're changing filament, taking out filament, feeding filament, a lot easier. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's make sure our nozzle is tight. We'll go and check it again once we get heated. Yeah, it's good tight. Alright. Oh man. There we go. Got the heat block cover on there. Let's get set back up here. Let's turn on. Crazy. You'll notice when you have fans, when you have a fan on your 3D printer for a while, when you first turn on, the fans are usually kind of go slow, and then speed back up. It's kind of normal. Give it a few minutes. Let the motors in the fan warm up. They'll usually get back up to speed. If they don't get back up to speed, that means it's time to change the fan. Yeah, it looks like the fans are getting back up to speed. Okay. Let's try this. Here, it's reading temperature and it's heating up, so wait for it to heat up a little bit more. Should be good. Hope so. I need to get this part started. Right now I'm printing with PETG. That's why I call it PETG. Some people call it PETG or something. Alright, there we go. This will conclude this video.